Hey there. Thank you so much for joining me. All right. So, are you just getting started on your social media strategy? Or if you are just getting started on your social media, or maybe you're just getting started on a social media strategy that actually works, then this mini training is for you, my friend. So, today we're going to talk about getting started on social media and getting started right. Now, if you're joining me live and you are advanced social media, right? You're like running ads and you have 50,000 followers and you're getting new leads into your social every minute of every day. This live is actually not for you. But if you are just getting started, somewhere between like beginner to intermediate, then you're going to love this. I'm Bridget Brady. I am the founder and CEO of ampupmybiz.com. I am the creator of the Social Media Success Academy, and I am a #1 international best-selling author of the book Jobs to Jammies. So today I'm going to give you the 3 M's of getting started on social media and getting started on social media right. Because you are an entrepreneur, you are a business owner, and you do not have time to mess around. You do not have time to figure this out and waste a bunch of time on social and throw spaghetti on the wall. So I'm going to give you the 3 M's to get this done right. #1 is message. Do you know your message? Do you know who your ICA is, your ideal client avatar? Who are you talking to? And what are you saying? So, one of the big mistakes that I see business owners and entrepreneurs make today is they're like, all right, social media, I know it's good. I'm going on social. And they're doing this spray and pray method of just putting a bunch of stuff up and hoping that it will bring them business, right? So we're not going to do that. When you're going to create an effective, efficient social media strategy that brings you leads and prospects and business and sales and clients and customers, you have to start with message. You have to be super clear about who you are, who you serve, and how you're going to communicate that to them. All right, that's #1. #2 is make it pro. The second M of today's live is make it pro. Here's what I mean by that. Look, if you're just getting started on social, I want you to really look, like, dig down, my friend, dig down deep and take an honest look at your graphics. Take an honest look at your cover banner. Take an honest look at your copy. Does it look janky, right? Does it look like you had your friend's cousin's middle schooler like throw something up on Canva for you? Right now, I have nothing against Canva. We use Canva sometimes, right? So there are tools that can make your life easier. And I want you to make your social media look professional. The internet is the great equalizer. There was a day, I am old enough to remember this day, when the vast majority of businesses were brick and mortar. And you best believe that if you had a big fancy office in Beverly Hills, you looked 1,000 times better than someone who was renting out the storefront, a janitor closet in a strip mall, right? The internet is the great equalizer. You can absolutely have beautiful banners and beautiful graphics and amazing copy and beautiful photos, right? So you want to look pro and good lighting in your videos, right? All the things. So from the get-go, while you're creating your strategy, you want to make it look pro, because on some level, the reality is perception. Perception is reality on some level. That's the second M. So the first M is messaging. If you're just joining me, by the way, welcome. I You're welcome to say hi. It's so good to have you. So number one is your messaging. Get very, very clear because it is consistent action over time that will get you results on social. It is a consistent message over time that will get you results on social. Number two is make it pro, my friends. Do not throw up your janky, janky graphics that made in your garage and everything's discombobulated with 10 million different colors and 10 million different fonts. And then number three is MVP. Now, you may have heard about MVP, most valuable player, right? But you've also may have heard of the minimum viable product. So in this scenario, I'm going to call your MVP your minimum viable posting schedule. I want you to keep this simple. I want you to keep this simple. I was just on a call with a client this morning and she was like, this idea and that idea. And what if I do this? And shouldn't I be going live every day? And shouldn't I be doing reels? And what about this idea? And what about this idea? And I'm like, absolutely. All those things are amazing ideas for 6 months from now or a year from now. But I want you to keep it simple. I want you to go with a minimum viable posting strategy and also sort of a minimum viable platform strategy. So again, this is just if you're starting out. So if you're just starting out, I want you to focus on anywhere from like 2, 3, maybe 4 platforms. This is not the time, if you're just starting, to say, okay, I'm going to be on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, and I'm going to do Snapchat and TikTok, and I'm also going to have a really strong LinkedIn presence. And then, right, like it's not that when you're just starting, it's a great place to start on 2, 3, maybe 4 platforms. And I'm going to do another live in a couple weeks, I think, about how to choose your perfect platform. So stay tuned. But you want to stay on 2, 3, maybe 4 platforms. And then you want to have a posting strategy that is at least every other day. Now, I talk a lot I have a masterclass coming up. I will invite that to you. I will invite you to that shortly. Not invite that to you, but either way, I will invite you to that shortly. I have a free masterclass coming up where I dive much deeper into all these topics. But when you are just starting, I talk about ideal versus real. Now, 1,000%, my friend, in some magical unicorn ideal world, you are posting every day and you're going live all the time and you're doing stories and reels multiple times a day, you're on all these platforms. In the real world, when you're starting, I want you to start with a post at least every other day, like 3 to 4 posts per week. When you're starting on 2 or 3 or 4 platforms is a great place to start, right? It's a great place to start. All right, so I want to let you dive deeper into these topics. So let me put up my little link for your enjoyment. I am hosting a free 5-day masterclass this month that will blow your mind. We're going to talk about, it's soup to nuts. We're going to talk about getting started. We're going to talk about choosing your perfect platforms. We're going to talk about social media strategies. We're going to talk about how to turn lookers into buyers, how to actually get a return on your investment. So I would love for you to join me. It's at masterclass.ampupmybiz.com. masterclass.ampupmybiz.com. Depending on where you're watching me, that link is in the post, masterclass.ampupmybiz.com. Join me. We're going to dive much, much deeper into all these topics. But for now, get started on social. Remember your messaging. Remember to make it pro. And remember to start with an MVP strategy. I hope to see you at my class. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye, everybody.